Greetings. I am oh yeah, so good. Cheers. Getting that immunity right, baby. Elderberry, zinc, vitamin C in a mushroom cup. You serious? Tastes so good. I could drink this every day. Just got back from a couple days in Napa with my friends, so gotta really replenish the nutrients. It was a really good time. We were all like pretty responsible. I don't really drink that much anymore, certainly not excessively. Granted, I definitely was a partier, but I started early. I started drinking when I was 13, so maybe 14. Freshman in high school. Yeah, I was like 14. So the partying started early. I'm kind of done with it now. If I'm out drinking with friends and the clock strikes 11 p.m., there's like a switch that flips and it's like grumpy pumpkin. I'm like, I need to go home. I need to leave. Where's my tab? I need to cash out. I'm leaving. Y'all can stay. Goodbye. And if I start to feel, I'm kind of like a 2-drink max. If I start to feel even just like slightly tipsy, I'm like, oh no, oh no, oh no, I need to leave. I need to go home. This is not going to end well. Hangovers for me last about 3 business days these nowadays. So I just can't. I can't do it. I'm not somebody who, if I'm hungover, I usually endure like a proper hangover maybe like twice a year. If that, I really actively try to avoid it at all costs. But if I unfortunately achieve such a hangover, I'm not somebody that can like go out for like a greasy meal or have a hair of the dog. Like that's not me. It never has been me. I must be horizontal drinking pickle juice in the dark for the rest of the day, plus 2 days. Like it's so bad. If I have to like work later that day or anything, it is not good. I won't survive. I will not live. So we were very responsible in Napa, happy to say, so proud of us. I was really stockpiling on the supplements pre and post each night, and I really do think that saved us, especially our livers. So I was definitely like doling out the supplements to everyone in the group to protect us all. So, but that being said, still drinking the immunity elderberry. I don't even know what an elderberry is, but it's delicious. I wonder if elderberry pie would taste good. I feel like any berry pie is good. Somebody make that. Somebody let me know if that's a real thing. Okay, let's get into it. We're gonna pull again from the self-love box today. We're not really strangers. Shout out. Love you guys already. This has been really great. I can't imagine what this would be like playing with another person. Probably even better. Should we open up level 3 future today? I'm down. If I can get it open. Okay. Hide the trash. Okay, let's mix it up so I don't see the one that was on the bottom, because I did accidentally see it. Trying to keep it honest around here. Mix it up, baby. This is a shout out to my dad. This is where my dad worked our entire lives. Allied Tool and Die. This is his sweatshirt. Definitely inherited a lot of his cozies. So I like to wear his sweatshirts and flannels and oversized tees. He was a big graphic tee guy. Loved anything with like a skull on it or like a chili pepper. Yeah, funny guy. Okay, level 3 future. Let's get into it. What do you want to stop apologizing for? I definitely am not somebody that like over apologizes. You know, those people that like they almost start every sentence with like, sorry, I'm sorry. I'm like very sensitive to that. If someone in my life is like an over apologizer, I will lovingly check them. Like, you don't need to start every sentence with, I'm sorry, you haven't done anything wrong, you haven't even spoken yet. I think there's something that I like mentally am always apologizing for, because I don't think any of the people that deserve the apology would want to speak to me. So we're just gonna get into it. So when I was younger and a little bit more insecure and immature, I had commitment issues, and I would cheat on my boyfriends. Not all of them, but most of them. And none of them ever knew, because I didn't want them to know. It was definitely a me thing. I was not doing it to hurt them. I was not doing it out of spite. It was literally just me being young, dumb, immature, insecure, and seeking validation elsewhere to feel worthy, which is not the way to go about it. Super unhealthy. Obviously was very hurtful to all of the partners that I was with. All of the guys were great guys. They just weren't the men for me. And instead of just vocalizing what I was lacking in the relationship, I would just go and live a double life. And eventually it would become too much, because obviously, and I would just wake up one day and be like, I'm done, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore. And they would, all of them, be so blindsided and so devastated, because from their perspective, everything was normal and fine, which is also really scary. It was getting to the point where like I really could live two lives and have this normal relationship at home and act a certain way with my partner, and then but also be like cheating on them actively. And I just got really good at lying. I got really good at having lots of backup plans and backup stories, and it was just really toxic. And I'm still struggling with the like mental, emotional, spiritual, internal damage I did to myself by being that way for years. And all but one have me blocked, understandably. But there are nights to this day where I will just like lay in bed and think about like, I really wish that I could reach out to that person and apologize for just everything. They didn't deserve that. And in my very skewed way of thinking at that time, I felt like it was giving me control. If I felt out of control in the relationship or in my life, it would make me feel like I had regained control and power. And yeah, it was just an ego trip. It was just all very unhealthy, very toxic, very immature. And I wish that I could apologize to them for things that they may not even know about. And so that's definitely something that I want to stop apologizing for in my brain, because it definitely keeps me up at night. I have had the conversation with one ex. I'm friends with one ex. I stand behind that it is possible to be friends with an ex. I don't know if that's a common belief, but I do think that it's possible on a case-by-case basis, depending on the dynamic of the relationship, how much time has gone by since the end of the relationship, you know, the headspace of both individuals now. I I dated this person for about 2.5 years and started cheating on him like 2 years in. And we broke up. It was a mess. And we didn't speak for like 3 years after that. And actually, April of last year, we reconnected. The whole time that we didn't speak, I definitely felt off. Like, I kind of always felt like this person was supposed to be in my life in some capacity, though not in a relationship. Like, I didn't want to get back together with him, but I felt like we were supposed to be connected in some way. And so when we did reconnect, it felt really good just to like see him again and talk to him again and catch up about life and what each of us had been through the last few years. And one night we were talking on the phone and he kind of just like outright asked me, because he had had some suspicions when we were together. And I had vowed to myself prior to this conversation that if any of my exes were to ever inquire, that I would come clean and be honest about it. And it was really hard. The whole time I was just praying he didn't ask more questions, because at the time when I was cheating, it was really easy for me to just like not be emotionally affected by my actions. I could just completely like put that wall up and cut it out, which was also really scary. I was getting way too good at that and it was kind of freaking me out. And so never really allowed myself to feel bad after the fact back when I did it. And so to finally sit and be honest and present and say like, yes, I did do that. It was really hard. I wanted to crawl out of my skin. I was very emotional and upset because, yeah, I mean, he's a great person. He didn't deserve that. None of the exes that I did that to deserved that. It was purely on me. I do believe that people who cheat, it is 100% a them problem. It has nothing to do with you. If you get cheated on, it has nothing to do with you. Like, as a cheater, I'm telling you, it has nothing to do with you. It was really, really hard to have an honest conversation about that. But it needed to happen, and I'm glad that it did, and we are still friends. But yeah, I mean, I'm always gonna carry that pain. Like, I'm always gonna carry the feeling of I really hurt him, and like he saw a future with me. And instead of just being able to woman up and say, I don't think I can do this with you, or I'm not feeling fulfilled in this way, I chose the cowardly way out, and as if that was gonna solve any problems, it just created more. You know, I was very mindful to cover up all of my tracks because I didn't want to hurt that person. And so all that I did was end up just severely hurting myself. I still would take that now because I would rather I live with those choices and that pain and work through that than to cause another pain outright, you know? I don't know. Yeah, it was really shitty. I was really shitty. And if they ever see this, any of them, I'm really sorry. I was fucked up. And you didn't deserve it. I'm so grateful that the one friend that I have, an ex that I'm friends with, like, he forgave me. He chose to remain friends. He was super selfless about it. I don't deserve that. I don't. I do not deserve the grace he gave me. Point blank, I don't. So I'm really grateful that we've been able to move past it and remain friends. I would say I'm like fiercely protective of his heart now. Like future girls that he tells me that he's dating, I'm always just in my like kind of protective, like they better be good to you. They better treat you amazing. They better see how great you are and acknowledge your worth and know how good they have it. So again, I really try not to live with regrets, but those come really close. Those are like really stupid choices that I made. Really dumb. Every single time. So dumb. I would love to just be able to apologize to those guys. And I don't know if that will ever happen. I'm pretty sure the other ones are like married with babies now, and I love that. That makes me so happy. As far as I know, they're married with babies. So, which is good. They deserve that. They deserve a loving, healthy, normal relationship. And on the topic of regrets, the reason why I don't regret doing what I did is because I think I needed to stoop that low and see what I was capable of and actually like commit those acts to really realize the wildfire of damage it causes to yourself and to other people in your life. And knowing the lasting impact making a choice like that has on me to this day, mentally and emotionally, it made it easier for me to come to the terms of I don't want to be that person anymore. Because it doesn't matter if I can get any guy I want or get the guy that I desire or, you know, pursue something with somebody just even though I'm in a relationship with somebody else. Like, okay, cool, like awesome, you're still desirable even though you're taken. Like, what does that even mean? Who cares? So it took a long time for me to like realize like, oh, I actually don't want to be that person. Like that's actually really damaging to myself. I had to go through those experiences and make those choices and do those really stupid things to come to the terms that I'm at now, where it's like no matter what I may be feeling, if I'm feeling temptation or desire or unfulfilled in some capacity, like cheating isn't the answer. You have to, you know, buck up and have a conversation with your partner about, you know, if you're feeling some sort of lack. You know, cheating isn't going to be the way. It's funny, I have noticed that in new relationships, I have crazy trust issues because I know what I'm capable of. So it's really messed up and I completely understand why. So I kind of deserve it, but I have wild trust issues because I can think of so many different scenarios where I'm like, well, they could cheat on me this way because they could do this and they could say they're doing this, but they're actually doing this, and they could cover it up by doing this, and they could retrace their steps this way, and they could have this backup plan. Like, because that's how my brain was. Like, I was always 10 steps ahead and had lies on top of lies, backup lies, all the things. So I knew how to do it and not get caught. I knew how to do it and not get caught. And so in newer relationships, my trust issues are through the freaking roof. Because I'm like, well, if I could do it such and such way, who's to say you wouldn't do it such and such way? So that's definitely something that I have to work on. I choose to be really upfront about my infidelity in new relationships because, one, I think it's unfair to not give this new partner the full picture I try to put myself in the shoes of that person. So, for example, if I start dating somebody and 6 months down the line or a year down the line, I find out that back in the day, they used to cheat on their girlfriends, that would be blindsiding to me, because I would have this depiction of this person in my brain all the while thinking, they've never done something like that, they're super loyal, they're super faithful, cheating's not in their DNA. Because some people just absolutely flat out have never, will never. Some people are like, that's not me. I'd rather break up with the person, which is the healthy thing to do. So, what a concept. So, if I were to have that kind of idea of their character in my mind 6 months in, 12 months in, a year and a half in, and then come to find out that in the past they used to do something like that, that would just have me questioning everything. It would have me questioning my judgment of the person, am I reading this person right? Like, it would have me questioning myself. It would have me questioning all of their actions. Every time they said they were somewhere, were they actually? So I choose to be super upfront right off the bat and let that person make the choice for themselves if they want to continue getting to know me and pursuing a relationship with me. I think that's fair. I think that's the right thing to do. Just putting myself in their shoes, I would hate to find out later that this person had this past. I'd rather just know up front and then let me make the call if I want to continue this. I wish I could stop apologizing in my head. I wish I could apologize in real life to those I have hurt. And I have to live with the fact that that may never happen, and therefore they may always carry a bit of confusion or pain or anger towards me because of the way I ended it. Because they truly were all good guys, and I was just broken. So, yeah, cheating is not the answer. It sounds really fun. Don't get me wrong. It's thrilling as hell. And it does give you a power trip. It does get addicting. I'm not going to sugarcoat any of it. It is fun. That's not going to go well, but it's not worth it. It's just not. Because you don't realize you're damaging yourself before you've even done anything. Like, the thought of planning out this potential scenario, you're done. You're done for. Like, you're already causing damage in your head. And it lasts a long time. I still struggle. I probably will continue to struggle. I should absolutely see therapy for it. And I will. Because I'm sure I'm not dealing with it the way I could be. But I just really try to acknowledge my actions, my choices. I have to live with those. And that's okay. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Don't cheat, okay? Okay. All right. Have a great day. Bye.